Hello and welcome to Bakerstreet.coasters. But today, I went to Cadbury World. Now I haven't done a POV on this, so I'm going to kind of take you on a review. So where to start? We rocked up 9:40, so it wasn't busy as the first people were in at 9:30, as it opens at 9:30. So we got a place for all three of us at 9:40, and we went in. We got one bar of chocolate each, which was very unfortunate as we used to get loads, and I've said this multiple times. So we went in. Now, first thing, as per always, is the Aztec bit where it's like, oh, cocoa beans are created. Ooh. It's not very good, and I think Madden Two Swords could come along and make this place a lot better. Like this area of Cadbury World could be a lot better. Yeah, some more animatronics. That would be very cool to see because it's a very static. Again, I'm all over animatronics. I just like wasting money. But anyways, animatronics is very good in Cadbury World, but like they don't have any. So if they added some, but I'm pretty sure it would get somewhere. And it would also tell the story a lot better because yeah. So Cadbury World today was pretty good. However, there were some limitations. Actually, no, it was pretty bad. I'm not even joking. So when I want the Aztec bit right in the animatronics, so at the moment there are some models which are like clay figures or like they're wax figures, and they basically don't move, and they're just like they're static, and it doesn't add to the theming because it's like you go through and it's like the same thing you see over and over again. Whereas if you actually stopped and looked around and had something to look at, it would be pretty cool because it's more of a case of that area just goes straight through, and it's like you don't get to read any of the things if you're like in a hurry or something, and it's like really short. So having animatronics kind of keeps up like the people there, and if they widespread it, so if they spread the path a little bit more, it means they can have people go back and forth if they want to, and it also means there's not much of a congestion because at the moment there's a lot of congestion. Even if that area, like even if at the start of the Aztec bit, like that's demolished and the whole entire area just becomes like a studio or some sort, that would be pretty cool. However, like I said, it's just static wax figures and it's really unfortunate. So moving on, we then go through the wax figures, and then we go to the little screens which tell the story of how chocolate went. So I'm pretty sure it goes from like pirates to the 16th century or 17th century, with Samuel Pepys, which is very good. And I kind of like that bit because it tells a story. You can hear what it says, and it tells it repetitively. You've also got the hearing support for like people with deaf, like sign language, British Sign Language. That's pretty cool. And the fact that Merlin have also added that in makes it very inclusive to everyone. Because when I was there like quite a few years ago, like very long ago, people who were deaf didn't have that same accessibility. So the fact that they have sign language now is very good, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before. So then you go through, and I also love how the area is themed. So it's like pirates, and then when you go to like the 15th century, I think it is, you then have like 15th century theming around you, and then you go to the 17th century, and then it's like, oh, the 17th century is around you. It's like it's very much immersive, and it feels like you're in the area, not only the fact that you're looking at people who are in the area at the time period. And then you go to the Victorian era where the whole place starts, and that's how Bourneville created, and he tells a little story. But I love the theming around there. However, there could be more animatronics or more theming around that place. Yet again, it is Cadbury, and there's history. You can't replace history, especially for a complex and simplified ride. It's very simplified attraction. I'll get onto that in a minute. So then you go through, and that's okay. And then you go through the videos, same boring videos, it's been there for ages. You go through the marketing, the manufacturing place, that's alright. However, it could be changed, like Purple Planet, bring back Purple Planet. And then you don't even go. So at the moment, Cadabra and all that ride, I've heard, we've been told, is absolutely demolished. Nothing is up where the old Cadabra ride used to be, and that is really unfortunate because that area was quite big. And the fact that it was quite big, but a new ride could have went there, but it did not. It went where the Purple Planet was, which is very unfortunate. So you don't even go up the stairs anymore. So the next thing you do after going from the manufacturer place is going to see the people create their own, like, people do, like, the staff do the chocolate. And then you go and eat the chocolate after that, which yet again, standard procedure, very boring. And, the best bit about it is probably eating chocolate, melted chocolate as well. Anyways, so then, what was different this time than what it was last time is the fact that the producing thing, so the people who actually make the chocolate, wasn't on the side, the right hand side. Now on the left hand side, was the place. If you look at my POV last time, the left-hand side had like the place where people were making the chocolate, and now that has moved to the right-hand side where the old do-it-yourself station used to be. Now the do-it-yourself station is now downstairs. I'll tell you more in a minute. So anyways, right, the ride. Now, the Cadbury Magical Adventure or something like that, the Cadbury Quest, I don't even know what it is. I'm not even bothered to tell you what it is. Only because of one thing. Doesn't work. It is an appalling ride, and I have said this before. The last time I was here, Bank Holiday Monday, last time I was at Cadbury World, it is appalling. Now it's got even worse. So you go in, and firstly, you don't even get to see the station, which is very, very unfortunate. And the queue isn't even a queue. It's like it goes through Advertising Avenue, and Advertising Avenue used to be a very, very good place. Because, you know, it was themed well, and then it kind of got ruined because now the theming for Advertising Avenue you don't even get to enjoy because you're pushed along to the ride. Because, you know, when people are queuing behind you, people want to get into the ride, whereas if you're trying to admire the theming, it doesn't work. And it doesn't work the fact that there's also a wheelchair access and a normal public access. Now the wheelchair access and the disability and the stuff, it's on the other side. So the whole of Advertising Avenue is very, very unprofessional, and it looks very, very awful as well. Like, you imagine having Advertising Avenue as like your queue theming. It's like their big getaway of getting, oh, we're going to save some money and keep the theming we have. That is not how it works, and unfortunately that is a very uninvested thing. Because, I mean, Advertising Avenue was there, put there by Cadbury to advertise the advertising they've done in the past. Not, oh, let's use it for the queuing of the ride, so everyone's entertained and you don't get any like, you know, you don't get any complications about people saying, oh, yeah, it's rubbish and it's appalling, the ride queue's appalling. Yeah, again, the ride queue is appalling. There's no theming around the ride. I mean, you go down and, yes, okay, you may see the cocoa beans and them just going away, but I'm there just like, it's appalling. Like, it's the most shortest attraction I've ever been in the world. And they say to me that, well, they say to us that, oh, it's amazing and everyone should come in, and oh, look, it is the best Birmingham attraction in Birmingham or something like that. And I'm there just like, it's not, and the advertising they do for it is also appalling. Now, the ride. Enough of the ride queue, because the ride queue's oh, hang on, no. On about the ride queue, there's one particular thing in the ride queue which Merlin have put in themselves, which I haven't got right. Fredo talks to you just before you go into the ride itself. And he says about, oh, the lasers and blasts, and oh, you've got to blast the cocoa beans and the milk and stuff like that. But the worst thing is when you listen to the audio and when you look at his mouth, it's not syncing. And I have a really good video, which I'll post later, which shows that he's not synced. So his mouth is so out of sync with what he's saying, and it's so funny. And it's one of the, like, how could Cadbury get along with everything being perfect, and then comes along Merlin and wrecks the whole theme? And especially that is the only screen they've put in for the ride, because that is like the only thing that fits into the ride. I mean, that's the only piece of theming in the queue which is put in by Merlin to do with the ride, because everything else is Advertising Avenue, something to do with Cadbury. Why? Don't know. So now we actually go onto the ride, and onto the ride, yet again, it's still appalling. So last time, Cadbury's Magical Quest was, well, last time I went in it, I've somehow got 9,995 points. The guns weren't working, the vibration was awful, and you can't even see where you're shooting, and a trackless ride system is appalling. Was it the same for you, Thomas? Yesterday was roasting. Yes, yesterday was roasting. Today wasn't any better. Well, yeah, I went to the beach yesterday. Anyways, so the fact that you have guns and it's an interactive ride is really, really bad, because you can't see where you're shooting, so that's one thing. Secondly, I found out that if you shoot your gun to the corners of the screen, like on the screen, and where the milk bottles are on the corners of the screen, like literally right here on the screen, you will find that you can't shoot there, which is like a boundary line, and I think that's pretty bad. Because, no, that is bad. I mean, come on, why put milk bottles there that you meant to shoot, and then, you know, you can't get to them? It is bad, and the fact that the corners of the screens aren't even displayed properly is also rubbish. Trackless ride system, absolutely appalling. You're not interacting with any other cars. Many people have said this, and I'm going to repeat it. It needs to be demolished. Bring back Cadbury. You could easily use the current ride system you have now for the current ride. With the ride system is appalling, and the current ride system should have been put on with the Cadbury ride. You can do that easily, but apparently not. No, he's not, sorry. So that was one aspect. Now, another aspect of this ride is the fact that the chocolate and the melting chocolate which I have on the moulds does not work anymore. And I can tell you that the last time I was there, they didn't have the running chocolate. And now when they have the running chocolate, you find out that the moulds have kind of, well, the chocolate's kind of solidified in the moulds. So it's like, even if you run like warm chocolate down there, it won't run off. It will just solidify and, you know, make a huge pile of chocolate mountain, which is not good because, I mean, the chocolate river isn't a chocolate river if it's not getting done properly. Now, I did ask and I didn't get any answers because the people downstairs in the South Station don't work on the ride, don't know about the ride, and not many staff know about the ride either. Like, they haven't been in it, they haven't ridden it, and I thought they would have ridden it, but apparently not. So that's one thing. And the fact that you could just see the solidified chocolate on the moulds is really bad because that element just isn't there anymore. I mean, I remember it being running, it used to run, and then it's like, no. And they've turned it off now, and I'm there just like, really? But yeah, again, it probably is a waste of chocolate, they've kind of figured it out, but why you leave the solidified chocolate there, I don't know. Because it just looks like a half-eaten Cadbury's dairy milk bar section thing, which is, yeah, again, appalling. Now, the whole laser guns and the things, it's bad. I mean, I thought it might be some sort of competing stuff, but apparently not. I said this last time, if it was something to do with competing, that would be pretty cool to see, because it's like, you're interacting whilst competing, whilst also admiring the theming, but that's also the thing, there's no theming, and that's where they've got away with it, because it's like if you put an interactive thing on it, you don't need much theming around the outside, and that's where the blank spaces come with the whole entire ride system and the whole entire ride itself. I mean, the whole entire ride is just a blank space. It's rubbish. Now that is my opinion, but you know, if you went there, you'll find it is terrible compared to Cadbury. Like, Cadbury was one of the best dark rides I've ever ridden on. That's not even a joke. Like, if you look at it and compare it to the newer rides we have now, such as Cadbury's whatever it is, I don't even know the name of it anymore. If you compare it to that, it's appalling. Like, why do we have such an appalling ride system now compared to the amazing original one? We don't know. Now, the worst thing is water actually worked this time because, you know, you go through and there's this one where trains and then you go down and it's like, oh no, the trains, and then the train's going through the tunnel and something like that, and then you've got water at you. That's pretty cool. I got drenched from that. However, that's the only element and screen element there is. Like, there's no fire, there's no smoke effects. Yes, there may be smell pods, I think. There was smell pods also in this little cinema thing, the second one. But yeah, again, it's dreadful to see what Merlin have produced. It just seems like a rush project. Now, the last time I was also there, and you could see this on my POV like last time, they did say, oh, it's a work in process. And I'm just like, right, okay, I'll give it at least a couple of months. I've gave it a couple of months, and it's absolute bad. So I've kind of made a real judgment with this ride, and it's just nowhere near like anywhere. Like, it's just not even in the planet. It's not good. It is short. It is rubbish. Then the ride system should have not been the trackless ride system we have. We don't need the interactive stuff, and we need more theming. I'm sorry, the theme is also rubbish. I mean, it's like, oh, little monkey comes up, and I'm there just like, right, and I've already clicked the button for putting my milk bottles into your screen, and then you find out, oh, the monkey comes up, and then after the monkey part, it's like, there's no theming whatsoever. You're just looking at a blank screen, and then you find out, oh, there's one screen, and then you turn around, there's another screen, and then you exit the ride, and I'm there just like, So we went in at like 20 to 9, right? And we got out at 10:20. That's the whole, but not 10:20. That's 10:20. That's less than an hour in that thing, and the cost they give you too is absolutely bad. Now apparently there's going to be a new advert coming out. Yeah, they definitely need a new advert, because at the moment they're advertising stuff that isn't even in the building. Like, I remember the Gorillas used to play, they're not even in the building anymore. I remember the DJ guy, he's not in the building anymore. I remember the little interactive thing we used to jump up and down and crack the mini eggs, they're not in the building anymore. But that is still advertised on the advertising thing. And the fact that they're going to have a new advertisement is also, no, advert, is quite good, because it's like not mis-selling anymore. But at the same time, half the stuff they advertise on that advert isn't in the attraction, and it's like missing the main part. But anyways, so then after we've done that attraction, we go downstairs and we do the chocolate thing. Now the chocolate little thing in the do-it-yourself station has had the exact same question from me and also the staff, because the staff have asked people, well, have asked the team about what's happening with the little mixer thing. Now this little mixer thing in the queue for do-it-yourself has basically been transferred from the top where it used to be to down there, and it used to have chocolate in it, mixing it around and using it again. However, it's now sitting in the queue with absolutely nothing. Now I asked last time, someone named Jay, I asked Jay last time, one of the team people, I asked Jay what is going to happen to this thing, and he said, yeah, chocolate's doing something, it's in a working process. But weeks later and months later, it's like there's nothing happened, and the team have been asking me the exact same question as me: where is the chocolate and why isn't it mixing? Apparently they are missing a part, but yet again, that's like most Merlin attractions. I mean, they can't seem to get it right. It's always missing parts. I mean, come on, look at Hex at Alton Towers, that's missing a part apparently, which is shockingly awful. And it's like it's missing that element because they add a new thing, and the rest of the thing, like the rest of the Bourneville experience, has been there. It's just been moved around. But the fact that they were doing this up, advertised that as really, really good, and then the next thing you know, it's like, no, it's boring, it's rubbish, it's not good. And I'm there just like, yeah, I kind of understand. But the team, however, are absolutely amazing. They really do support. They tell you stuff that Merlin might have never told you. Like if you went to Alton Towers and stuff like that, they won't tell you stuff unless you actually know the people, you actually work there. But yeah, it's quite cool to know the insights and ins and outs of where stuff is. Now, what's happening with the old Cadbury World, we do not know. Apparently, that has just been ripped out. Now, there's nothing left in it. Someone's been up there and they've told us that there's nothing left in it. And some of the elements and the history of Cadbury World is missing because of that. Because where I used to go up to the Cadbury ride, there used to be in the Angels, Cadbury's Angels, where it's like the women in the work, and that's not even there anymore, and it's like really bad. And I'd say bring it back or something, because there's nothing about like Cadbury's Angels. It's nothing even in the Bourneville experience, which is awful. And also another thing which I found is that now they force you to actually go round these places. So instead of actually sitting down and having a drink before you go round, they actually have a barrier which tells you to go, oh, you've got to go to Bourneville experience to then get out, to then go to the 4D cinema, to then get out, to then go to like the area, the play park. And I'm there just like, yes, that may limit stuff, that may limit me out of people, because more people come out, they go, oh, okay, we're not playing in park, and they go somewhere else. However, it's kind of a dull thing, because it's like you're forcing the person to go that way, and you're not having their freedom to go, oh, I want to sit down. Because if someone in a medical situation had to sit down, there's absolutely no way that person's going to get over a barrier, because the barriers are also like, you know, they're shut, so you can't move it. That's not accessible. Like, yes, they may put like, you know, sign language in screens, but it's not accessible. The fact that you're forcing someone to go up the stairs and stuff like that, it's like, really, it never used to be there like that. Now, the last thing is 4D cinema. I have said this multiple times, and I literally go on throughout the 4D cinema. But I'm going to say it again. It needs changing, because I remember it opening back in 2014 or 2013, and it literally is the same. I'm not even joking. Now, 4D cinemas, if I can barely see Merlin even take out this whole entire thing. I can barely see them replacing the movies. I can see them getting rid of the whole area outside and just replacing it with something new. Only because of in the past, and like I've said this before, in the past we've seen Sea Life Centres had their cinemas removed. We've seen 4D cinemas not be the same. And because of that, I have a high feeling that the attractions don't forfeit or benefit. And especially when it's like the cost of running the chairs and making a move, because it's like a moving chair thing. I can't see them benefiting with the movie being updated. Now, yet again, half the characters in the movie aren't owned by Merlin, as we know. They are owned by Cadbury, because it's Cadbury's mascots. They're trademarked, like Bertie Bassett. They're trademarked, and that's what brings down the debate of Merlin and the Cadbury, because it's like, if you remove this, you're removing the rights of Cadbury and their mascots. So Merlin can't do that, nor Maynard. I mean, Maynard can't do that. No. Maynards can do it, Merlin can't, but Merlin needs permission off Maynards to remove it. And I don't think that will happen. I think it will stay the same. Now, yet again, the graphics on it are awful. Like, whoever puts, like, 24 FPS graphics, I'm so confused. It's like working on a computer which is, like, dead years old. And, yet again, the definition, actually, to be fair, it does fit the purpose of Merlin, because you've got a roller coaster scene on there, and that's pretty cool. Yet again, it's a bit bumpy. Probably the bumpiest roller coaster in the UK. Oh, and the tallest. Let's just hope Hyperia's not like that. And with the whole scenery and the graphics, and it just doesn't fit anymore. It's like, it's not modern, it's not cultural, it's just like, no, like, cocoa, you get rid of Cadbury, you get rid of the cocoa beans. Nobody knows what these cocoa beans are. Like, you knew what cocoa beans are from the Cadbury ride. You don't know what cocoa beans are from the 4D cinema unless you go to Cadbury or you know something about it. They don't even mascot. I remember the mascots coming out and they used to be cocoa beans. You used to have pictures of the cocoa beans. Not anymore. They don't even have them anymore. You've got cream eggs, you've got caramel, and it's like, really? So yeah, it's kind of bad. Hang on. Sorry, I was on about something. I was about 4D cinema, I think. Oh yes, with the fact that the 4D cinema and the graphics are absolutely appalling. Like I said, sorry, Merlin is not going to replace that movie. They're either going to wait until it's out of date and it's like, goodbye. I think I've covered everything. Prices are suspiciously high. That was not a quote from Wonka, but we roll with it. Oh, I also found out they're selling Charlie and Chocolate Factory books in Cadbury World. I mean, that has some element, but at the same time has nothing to do with... Actually, yeah, it does. I can't. Because of Maynards and Cadbury and Wonka was influenced from that. Yeah, again, they're going to sell Charlie and Chocolate Factory in World Out. Might as well bring back the Chocolate Factory in Alton Towers, but that is for another video. I think that's it. Yeah, anyways, tell me what you guys think of Cadbury World at this point. I'm not looking for... I was looking forward to the future when Jay told me, but it hasn't got any better, unfortunately. It's more of a case of, oh, let's rush the thing and hope it's done. Even the 4D cinema broke down today, and I was there like, seriously? 4D cinema? Like, yeah, they have moving chairs, but the 4D cinema breaking down. It's never in its life has it ever broke down. It's 10 years old. Really? Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Remember to smile always, and please remember to subscribe. Bye, guys.